Okay, our next question is a word problem, very wordy word problem. Local golf pro was trying to get youngsters interested in playing some golf. So he had 36 golf balls, so I'm going to go underline that word. It's obviously quite important. 36 golf ball. Decided to share them. Share is also quite an interesting mathematical word. Share is often, you can divide things, so it's a sort of synonym for divide among 3 children. Okay, so obviously the 3 is quite important. And then you've just been given the children. You've got Jane and George and Mary, and then they're given different amounts. So give some to Jane, twice as many to George. So twice, that's obviously also quite important. And 3 times as many as he gave to George. So we do have to probably read this maybe more than once, but I can quite quickly pick up anything where you've got more than 2 people, even if it's just 2 people, it's clearly a ratio question. So what I tend to do is I think of myself splitting some sort of ratio of golf balls. So we've got Jane, we've got George, and we've got Mary. So just for example, if they were all given the same amount, that would just be 36 divided by 3, so it would be 12, 12, 12. But they haven't been given the balls in the same ratio. So what I tend to do is I start with the first person and I make that 1. Because a ratio you're going to be able to multiply up or divide down to get it to the quantity you want. So it's often good to start with a base of 1. So I'm going to assume that Jane has 1 golf ball to start with, and try understand how many golf balls the other 2 people get relative to Jane. So it says he gave some to Jane, twice as many to George. So twice as many means double, or 2 times however many Jane's got, and at this ratio it's 1, so that's just going to be 2. So we've already worked out that. That's pretty straightforward. And then it says he then gave Mary 3 times as many. And just be careful here, because it's not saying he gave 3 times as many as he gave to Jane, because that would just mean that the number would be 3. But he says gave 3 times as many as he gave to George. So 3 times as many as George got. Now George has got 2, as we've seen. So it'll be 3 times 2, which will mean that Mary will get 6. So we've now got our sort of base ratio of how the golf balls are being shared. And hopefully we know the technique we use to basically share according to a particular ratio, is we work out how many, because these are basically just parts of the ratio. But in order to know the ratio as a whole, we need to know how many total parts there are, and then you just add them together, and that's going to give us 9. So this actually, there are 9 parts to this ratio, and then we just take the total amount that we're going to try to share in that ratio. And in this case it's 36, and we divide it by the total parts of the ratio, because then we're going to find 1 part of the ratio in terms of the 36. So we take 36 divided by 9, and that's going to give us 4. That's obviously pretty straightforward to work out. So now I know that I can split 36 in the ratio 1:2:6 just by multiplying each part by 4. So below you can see 1 times 4, that's just 4. So Jane's going to get 4 marbles. George is 2 times 4, which will be 8 marbles. And Mary will get 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. So just writing that out, just in terms of what they want, Jane gets 4. George, sorry, this is quite small in my handwriting, with my fingers not very neat. George gets 8 golf balls, and finally Mary will get 24. And just always double check that works, because there have to be 36 golf balls in total, so just double check. 4 plus 8 is 12, 12 plus 24 is 36, and we're right.